Well, today marks International Women's Day. It's a day to celebrate the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women across the world. And this year's theme is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. And I'm joined by actress and MC Jessica Nkosi, extreme driving champion Stacey Lee-May, and pediatric specialist Dr Lethabo Machaba. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for making the time to come visit me and looking so fantastic as well.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate you. Listen, I don't want to have this high-level conversation.
Okay.
I want to just talk to you about how you feel about being a woman in South Africa today. Each of you are trailblazers in your own right. I mean, you light up our screens. You are sometimes super villain, but also, you know, media darling. And South Africans really love what you do. And it's about the work that you do in pediatric medicine is so important. And not only that, you go back and you give back to our communities, and you also give back to other professionals who are striving to be just like you. I'm getting chills as I'm saying all of this. And Stacey Lee, I mean, a young girl, not even 20, are you 25 yet?
28.
28, oh my goodness, okay. So, yeah, but still in your 20s, and I have watched you, and we'll talk about some of your international work that you've been doing on international reality shows, and I think, my, as you say, dynamite comes in small packages. Seeing you handle that kushesh the way that you do, in that fearless and courageous way, but also the background that you come from, really, really remarkable. So I think I will just give you each an opportunity to share some opening words on International Women's Day, but maybe, you know, speak about one sort of life lesson that you have learned on the journey to here. And Lethabo, maybe we kick off with you.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. I'm really loving to be with you ladies here today. For me, I really, really want to emphasize that when they say, Africa, your time is now, I truly believe it. As women in Africa, I was raised by a mom with 7 children, and she never went to school. And with the 7 children, one of our brothers was a sick brother, and he inspired me to become a medical doctor. And I do not take that for granted. The fact that now I am a pediatrician and can actually help children to not die or to not be crippled or to not have a terrible life. It's a gift truly given from God. And for that, the reason why I also started my platform called The Business Side of Medicine is to give back to other doctors like me, to say, I came all this way, have done 12 years in government, now I'm like 7 years in private practice, running a thriving business. How can I now empower you from what I have been given? So I'm giving from a full cup and overflowing to others.
And, you know, family and children to boot, you're doing it all. And I love what you said about the cup. Actually yesterday, Jessica, I X'd, because it feels so strange to say I X'd. Anyway, so I put a message out, saying, you know, don't give from your cup, give from the overflow in your saucer, because that's what we always do. We're giving from the cup and then our reserves run low. So I'd love to hear your insights on the journey to here.
Yes, I always said, I mean, speaking on what you just said, I always say that we need to fulfill ourselves. We need to fulfill our dreams and our passion, do what we feel like we can wake up in the morning and it doesn't feel like work. I mean, I was just speaking to her before we came on here, and I was saying, I wake up at like 4:30, and to me, I will wake up every single day at 4:30 to go and shoot at 5, because those sunset shots are so amazing and they love them on shows that I've done, and I am happy to wake up and do that. You know, I'm not grumpy, I'm not difficult to work with on set because I hate this thing. I love it because I studied for it, because I found that actually there's a natural love that I can't even explain that I have for this. Let me run towards it. And when you are there, therefore you are able to just give more of yourself and give to others, grow others, encourage others to follow what they love. I mean, such odd careers that we have. I mean, when I chose to be an actress, they were like, what are you studying for? I'm like, so you're studying to be in Generations? And I'm just like, and you know, where you from? They're just like, really, no one is on TV from here. Do you really think you're going to make it? And I would sit there and go, absolutely, watch me do it. You know, you sit in a class where you're studying drama and there's so many of you and they just like, it's going to be difficult to make it in the industry, but okay, let's do this degree. And I would just speak against that. They'd say, oh, not too many of you are going to make it. And I'm like, well, I'm one of the ones that will. Whatever they say, I'll just speak against it and just speak positivity over my life, speak life over my life. I don't want any negativity. I mean, careers like racing. I mean, who knew a young girl could race? I mean, I just always feel like whatever gift that God gave you, nurture that, because that's what God gave you. That's how you would excel in life, rather.
You know, again, coming out of Sis Andy's interview, which was so harrowing and traumatic, and then listening to what you all are saying, and I know that besides the concept of lift, there is the concept of drag, and hopefully we get there as well, because what do you do when things aren't always going so well? I feel like I'm going to burst into tears. And just a tip for anyone that's watching, and I've said this often, if you're going to cry, cry horizontally so that your mascara doesn't run. You, my darling, don't need to wear makeup, because clearly you can rock it. I'm not saying that you guys need makeup. So I want to share with me again, coming from Aldo's, bullied at school. I mean, I was aghast when I read part of your story that you were actually put in a trash can once.
Yeah.
And from there to here, Stacey Lee.
So my journey began, I was quite young. My parents sent me to school when I was like 5 years old, grade 1. I don't know why.
But you ended up finishing matric at 16 then?
Finished matric at 16, but I was always younger than everybody else in my class. So I was bullied. And I was very short. I'm still short, but way smaller than I am now. And easy to push around. So they used to put me in the dustbin, call me names. And I would come home every day crying to my mom and my dad. And then one day my dad's friend thought that, let's toughen her up a little bit. Let's put her in a spin car. Let's teach her how to do racing. So I just want to use my platform to show young girls from all over the world. It doesn't matter where you come from or what happened to you in the past. You can do anything you set your mind to, whether it's becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a race car driver. If the world's your oyster.
Or award-winning actress. I mean, you've got all of you around the table. Stacey, that is really, really beautiful. And as I was saying, and I commented just now, we often focus on those highs because it is the accomplishment, it's the flag on the summit. But in order to get there, you have to go through a lot of those lows. So if you're talking to my daughter, who is 17, or in her early, the other daughter who's in her early 20s, or many young girls, or even boys around the country who are listening to you today, and you have a direct audience to them, when it is at its lowest, when you feel worthless, like nothing, and you're constantly in pain and trauma, how did you feel and transition out of that into the prospect of, I'm going to get through this?
My mom always says to me that the world will always beat you down. It's up to you to take that negativity and turn it into something positive. So I just take all the negativity and show the world that I can do what I know best. You can't tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. This is my life and I'm going to live it the way I want to. Actually, Saran said to me that...
Did you hear the name? Darling, just say that again. I caught that very quickly.
So when I was shooting Hyperdrive, Saran said to me that people always have something negative to say. It's up to you to make the best of it.
Jessica, I love that concept of, it reminds me almost of, a superhero. You kind of take that ball of whatever it is and you channel it into something that's powerful for you. How did you do that in your life? You're in the public eye. You're successful. You're winning different awards. But because you're living in the public eye, people can say what they like about you. And sometimes those things haven't been very nice. I don't care to go into those lists. But talk to us about how you wake up when you're seeing that, and when potentially your family is seeing that, your agents are seeing that, the public is seeing that.
I mean, all the downs are a lot harder because you go through them in the public eye. And, I always just think, everyone else is also going through a lot. So just sadly for us, it's in the public eye. And now you have to just kind of suck it up. I stay at home and if I need to wallow in my feelings, I wallow in them. I don't try to suck it up and be strong. I'm just like, I'm not going to cry. I cry my lungs out. So I cry it all out so that I can get out and do what I need to do. Because at the end of the day, I need to wake up and take care of business. I need to wake up and continue. I need to show people that no matter what is said about you, it's just people sitting at home who can type. You just try, just water off your back. It's okay. Stand up and continue. But I do sit in my feelings if I need to, because I do not want that to come back at another time and blow up in another aspect of my life. So I sit in those feelings for as long as I need to. And then, are you done with that? Okay, then stand up. Because at the end of the day, we need to stand up.
That's true. And often the people whose job it is to bring other people down don't actually have a real job.
No.
I'll just leave that there and we'll breathe on that note. And we are going to come straight back with Jessica Nkosi, Stacey Lee-May, and Dr Lethabo Machaba. So do stay with us. You cannot move. It's part 2 of my gorgeous morning chat with the actress and MC Jessica Nkosi, extreme driving champion Stacey Lee-May, and pediatric specialist, I'm adding extraordinaire, Dr Lethabo Machaba. Lethabo, I want to pick up with you. Let's just go quickly to that low moment.
Yeah.
And how you transition.
So, you know what, I just love what Jessica had said, and I want to really tag on that. I actually authored a collaboration of a book called Secrets of Superpowered Moms. And through the 22 women, some are professors, some are makeup artists, some are just normal housemakers. And you know, throughout the book and through their stories, the message that resonates is you are powered, first of all, by strengthening yourself in God and through other women. But also, very important, to accept when you are down. So with me, with my low moments, exactly as she said, you need to acknowledge it. It needs to be acknowledged that my mother died when I was in grade 11. And it is a traumatic thing that happens to us. So you know what, when the low moments come, which they will come and they will keep on coming, the important thing is, where are you powered? And you know what, as women, there's so many channels now. Me, by just being here and hearing your story, that is an inspiration. It's powering me. It's a weapon I can take, a story I can take, and actually give to my children, my young girls, and inspire them. So I say, ladies, the low moments come, my low moments come every day, especially in trauma, when I have to sometimes resuscitate babies. But then what happens is I go and I power myself somewhere else through workshops, stories, reading books, and actually just being connected.
Keeping that cup full, and we're showing our viewers what we call B-roll of you in action, and it's really, really remarkable to see. I know what powers this one behind, this one next to me, and that would be a 325 IS. Well, maybe it wouldn't be a 325.
325i.
It's a 325i. I thought it was a 325 IS. I liked a boy once who drove that car many, many years ago.
It's expensive now.
But we know that they are iconic cars. So you're in there. Talk to me about how you connect to that superpower of yours. What makes you, because it's not about not having fear. All of us have fear in going after the things that we want to, but it's how we channel and transform that into courage to be able to do those things.
There's only one thing you can do to get ready to face the world, and that's sit and speak to God, pray, and ask Him to give you strength to see you through and to help you be the best that you can do. And then I pray and speak to my dad a little bit, speak to my mom, and then my brother sitting next to me, cheering me on. It's just having my family there and having God by my side that keeps me moving.
I mean, I want to ask, guys, you know, when things don't quite go according to plan, and we have, especially in South Africa, high numbers of things like teenage pregnancy. In fact, we can call the other cases where they're under the age of consent rape. That is exactly what it is. This idea around, you know, social wellness, social cohesion, the lack of guidance for women. You're all women, and seeing as this is one of the, you know, the biggest issues that we're facing in South African society with these high numbers, what is your message to young girls and making those choices around relationships and children? Often they're not a choice. Sometimes there's not even a conversation that is happening in our communities with young girls. If you're speaking to girls from your community, and I'd like for each of you to do that, in Aldo's, what would you say about holding on or finding support or reaching out to somebody else who can guide and mentor them?
Well, I would tell them that they should follow their dreams. Don't let anybody, because, you know, coming from Aldo's, there's a lot of negativity. Aldo's is, if you speak about Aldo's, you think about drugs, teenage pregnancy, murder, you know, all the recent shootings and stuff that's been going on. So there's a lot of negativity surrounding Aldo's, and I would tell the young girls from Eldorado Park that don't focus on that. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. There's so much more than just Eldorado Park. The world is so big, and it's up to you to go out there and make the best of it and show the world the best version of yourself, especially being a young colored girl coming from a poor community.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say what she said. See what she said. But honestly, for me, I'd say, can they please stay in school? I know it's so easy to drop out. Lately, girls will finish matric, and then with social media and how everything is now, it's like, well, you don't have to go to school. You can just be a content creator. And I'm like, but not everyone can be a content creator. What do you love? I know you've been influenced by social media, but go to school, finish, and then what do you love? What it is that wakes you up in the morning, that passion, nurture that, grow that, whether it be chess or, I mean, there was a world poker thing going on, you know. We all have such odd, like I was saying earlier, odd, weird talents in spaces that you can't even think of. I mean, I always make the example of Venus and Serena. Did anyone ever think they would make so much money off of tennis? So, you know, parents will go, oh, stop playing tennis all day long, go to school. No, but this is what I love. How about you nurture that and grow that and continue and make a life out of that gift that you've been given and that passion. You know, you always have that one thing that just pulls you in somehow. Just grow, nurture that, study towards that, further your education and knowledge on that.
I love that, and reiterating the concept that if you don't fit in, there's a reason.
Yes.
If you don't fit in, it may not just be your time. You know, you don't have to feel like a freak and an outcast.
Yes.
Lethabo.
For me, I'd like to inspire hope. There are hospitals. If milk has spilled, we'll wipe it. If you get a cleft lip palate and you're open mouth, we'll get a surgeon to suture it. If you're a broken crayon, we'll help you and show you how to color it. So I just want to say to all those young ladies, life happens. It happens to all of us at different ages. But if you need a doctor, and it doesn't have to be a doctor only with us in medicine, if you need a doctor, there is a doctor everywhere in every field. And we can help them, and they must find help. There's so many avenues to tap into.
So, ladies, I think we've only got about a minute or so left. So I think it's a great exercise for us to end with, what do you think your superpower is? Lethabo, you're not going to have any time to think.
My mouth. Speaking, I love to talk. It's my weakness and it's my strength.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And a superpower there is that duality in knowing how to use that power in a just way.
I was also going to say it's my weakness and my strength, my stubbornness. I am stubborn, I am resilient, and I'll go for it. And you can take it in a positive or in a negative. It's worked for me so far.
That's not up to you. It's, you know, what other people think.
But I will do what I set my mind out to do.
I love that single-mindedness, Stacey Lee.
Definitely my mouth. My dad always says I have a smart mouth. It's going to get me into trouble one day. So I believe that I have smart mouth and I have the power to either lift you up or tell you off.
I went to go and rewatch your episode on Hyperdrive. Is there going to be another season?
Yes, there is.
Are you going to be back on it?
Hopefully, yes.
With a sponsor?
Yes, I've got sponsors now.
This is all I needed to know.
Wow. Well done.
This is all I needed to know. What a delicious panel. Actress and MC, Jessica Nkosi, extreme driving champion, Stacey Lee-May, and pediatric specialist, Dr. Lethabo Machaba, just weighing in on International Women's Day. And I hope that has inspired you wherever you're watching our broadcast from today.